Hey folks, so today I thought we'd take a look at some fire kits. Now these are just really simple kits I put together. Some of them have very specific purposes, but they are basically just like weapons, right? You should probably think about your firearms as what intended use they're going to be, right? DMR, long range, hunting rig, small game hunting, personal defense, on and on and on, right? It helps you define what you're going to do, what accessories you're going to buy. Do you spray paint it? Do you not? Do you camouflage it? Does it need a case? Does it not need a case? What are you doing with it, right? Is it your SAS guns? Is it your 3 guns? Whatever. So basically, fire kits are the same way, right? You want to pick them based on what you're going to do with it. Like you wouldn't give a first-time Boy Scout all the stuff that you and I carry, right? So it helps if you think about them in terms of what are you going to do with that kit. So let me turn around the camera so you can take a look at the table, and we'll check out some 4 basic kits. Okay, so let's go left to right. So you can take an Altoids tin, or in this case a gum tin. It doesn't really matter. It seems to help if you close it with a Ranger band. They're also flammable, and of course you can char material in this if you want. This one I have not done that yet. This was a basic build for a Boy Scout. All right, so you got your BSA mini ferro rod and striker on a lanyard. You got some Dura Flame fire starting cubes. They're kind of like zips, really cheap to buy at Walmart in bulk, and they work pretty good. Not as good as zips, but close. Of course, matches. A lighter with duct tape is always good. We got some wet fire in here, and then of course I have some Maya dust, and I have our Fatwood splinters. Now, you could go 1,000 different directions, right? This could contain char cloth, and we could put a hole in it to char future material. It could have a flint and a striker, but this is how I kind of set it up as a basic kit to teach firecraft to a beginner. So you know, a Boy Scout, a 4-H camper. So that's just one version. Next up is the kit that I put together for my backyard smoker fire pit barbecue. So you'll notice that it's in a heavy duty case that if I leave it outside, the dew or the rain will not destroy it. This happens to be a Pelican 1020 case. It's one of their micro case series. You can lash it to something if you want. It has a lanyard on here. I use it in conjunction with a barbecue lighter because it's just easy and I'm not packing it anyplace. So what this thing has is some jute, because that's always cool to fluff up and light with a ferro rod. This has a pretty decent Dave Canterbury big size ferro rod. I like it because this thing is high vis. It's got the scraper built in, and of course it has a spot for some tinder in the handle. So I've got another couple wet fires in there. And they just seem to work. I lashed them together, so it's just nice and compact. It doesn't weigh very much, but it's a super big ferro rod. Throws a lot of sparks. Of course, matches are always good. Another one of the Dura Flame fire starting cubes, and here is a zip. So you'll see that the zip is a little bit bigger. Both are the same. Both of the wrappers are flammable as well. So basically you can put your ferro rod on them, you can put your lighter or match to them, and they go up. These are very good, particularly if you want to start charcoal or if you want to start some type of dry or marginal wood. These work really, really well. And also from Dave Canterbury, these are the Mini Inferno. So these are really, really handy. They smell pretty good too, but they're basically cotton rounds that have been impregnated with his super secret flammable material, probably wax. Okay, so that kit is just the kit that goes with me into the backyard, right? That's just kind of how I start my smoker. It's how I start my fire pit. It's how I start my grill. So, you know, along with a standard Bic barbecue lighter, that's that kit, right? It's heavy, it's big. You know, these items together I would never pack unless that's all I had. So that's one version of a fire kit. Another version could be this Magpul Dacca small case. Now, this is very, very nifty. It's got really nice pulls. It's got lanyard points, and it's, of course, it's water resistant. The zipper here is water repellent. Now, if you submerge this, it will leak. But if it gets, you know, if you get rained on and you have it in your pack, there's a good chance that everything in here will stay dry. But I love this because it's smooth and it's flat, right? And I have quite a bit of stuff stuffed in here, and you'll see that you can put this in your backpack and pack out a lot of stuff. So another zip cube, nice big chunk of flint. I have a bellows. Got a big ferro rod with some duct tape on the handle. Another Duraflame fire starting cube. I've got this is a Coughlin's mag and flint bar. I've got a Bic lighter, of course, with duct tape in a waterproof case. Wet fire. Let's see. Then I have a whole bunch of my fat wood splinters, which are really, really nice. And then I have a few of the little Ranger bands. You know, I can't find a use for these small guys. So if you know of one, put it down below in the comments. But they sure do make good fire starters, particularly if you have an open flame, like a lighter. So that's what I typically have in my Boy Scout pack when I'm actually camping and or backpacking. And then an everyday carry kit would be this Maxpedition bag, right? It's very small, right? About the size, a little bit bigger than a pack of smokes, right? The front pocket, I hold my knife and a ferro rod. And if you open it up, you'll notice that everything is nicely held and organized. So again, I have more fat wood splinters. I have a lighter with duct tape on it. Cotton ball and Vaseline, which are, you know, always lightweight, super cheap, always a classic, always works. Live fire works really well. Then I have some more, if I can get them out of here, more Vaseline. What else? Yes, I have some heavy-duty aluminum foil along with some waterproof matches that are sealed and some fire starting material there. And I also have a couple of, that's right, you guessed it, wet fires. I love these because not only do they work really, really well, but you can cram them every place. Even when they get completely destroyed like this one, it's almost a powder. You can rip it open, pour it out, it'll be fine. So, you know, it's important to note that in all of these kits, the fire starting material I have will, except for the rubber like this, everything will work with both a lighter, a match, an open flame, or with a ferro rod, right? That's really important because if you want to build a kit that is multi-use in any environment, your lighter may break, you may only have your ferro rod and knife, so you need to be able to process this material in such a way that it will take and ignite from a spark as well as from an open flame, right? So it's really important to have versatility in your kit. And speaking of versatility, you'll notice that I have guaranteed fire in all of my kits, right? Whether it's live fire, whether it's wet fire, whether it's Dave Canterbury's Infernos, whether it's good old-fashioned fat wood, zip, it doesn't matter. They're all designed so that if I can find natural material out there, then I'll get it. You know, if I can find birch bark, If I can find tulip poplar and have enough time to process it, great, I'll do that. But if not, if I'm hungry, if I'm cold, if I'm just lazy, then I have a guaranteed fire, because I'm never going out in the woods without the ability to, to cook, to process water, to process food, to have food, or to defend myself, right? There's just certain things that are non-negotiable that I'm going to always have, and fire making is one of them. So whether it's a small everyday carry kit, whether it's a backyard barbecue kit, whether it's a first-time camper's kit or a Boy Scout 4-H kit, you need to build your kits like you think about your weapons, right? Again, they have a specific role. Sure, they can do other things, right? You could defend yourself with your duck gun, but it's not the best, but you could. And just like I could take this camping with me, it just wouldn't be the best because it's heavy. So you need to think about them as kind of what are their primary roles and what can they do for you beyond their primary roles. What's their secondary role? So I hope this was informative. I hope you liked it. I hope it inspires you to go out there and build your own kit. I'd love to hear what you put in your kits, so leave it down in the comments below. And as always, if you like these type of videos, please like, share, comment, subscribe if you haven't. And as always, be safe and be good.